This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Good morning. Welcome to Around Kansas. I'm Deb Goodrich. It's good to have you with us this morning. So, the old Chinese curse, of course, may you be blessed to live in interesting times, and here we are, living in some interesting times. And in light of the recent pandemic, or the pandemic that we may still be experiencing, a lot of focus has been placed on the 1918 flu pandemic that was devastating worldwide, and of course may have had its origins right here in Kansas. John Barry wrote a terrific book on that epidemic, and that's very interesting. Still available on Amazon, Kindle, whatever, and a lot of Kansas connections. So I encourage you to get that book and take a look at it. Well, my friend Bob Bosebell, semi-relative, Cousin Bob, was working on a story for True West magazine the other day. He is the publisher and just an all-around amazing guy. And he was trying to find a photograph of Dr. Loring Minor, who was practicing in Haskell County when the pandemic possibly began. And he was the first person to report that to the authorities, that we may have something serious on our hands. Well, you would think that finding a photograph of such a prominent individual would be pretty easy. Let me tell you, dear viewer, it is not. And by the time we were through, we had everybody in Haskell County. Sublet was all abuzz. Ohio and Florida on the line. So it was a wonderful, wonderful mystery. And thanks to Bob for including me in the research. So I want to give a shout out to Bob, and make sure to pick up this new issue of True West magazine. It should be on the stand any day, if not already. Or subscribe, and that way you make sure you get a copy of True West. And I'm sharing a link to the blog. He has a fantastic blog that you can follow too. I don't know how he does it. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps on going. Well, last Sunday was Mother's Day, and hope you all had a beautiful day. And I am blessed to have a couple of beautiful daughters and some awesome grandkids, and so I am very blessed. I lost my own mother when I was in my mid-20s, and of course that's been a long time ago, so I've spent more time on earth without her than with her, but she is always with me. And my mom was a beautiful lady who taught me to love God and to love Irish and Scottish music, and so I just want to give a shout out to her today as well. And I also want to encourage you all to share your photos and stories, personal stories, professional stories. Just share those with us on Facebook or send me an email, because a lot of those go into making up our stories. And so I'd love to have you share some of your memories with us. That's kind of the basis for history. When I was a kid, bugging my parents and my grandparents, I was really fortunate to have my grandparents into my 20s, and so they were an incredible link to another time and another way of doing things. So when you talk to your parents, you have memories of your grandparents, share those with us, and those are the nuggets of some pretty amazing stories. And speaking of amazing, we have an amazing show for you today.
In 1821, a trade route was opened from Missouri in the United States across prairies and mountains to Mexico. In 2021, we will mark 200 years of epic conflicts and grand adventures, larger-than-life personalities, and sweeping landscapes. Join us on an historic journey. The Santa Fe Trail lives on.
Find us on social media or santafetrail.org.
Okay, looks like it's time for our tour. Welcome to the Fort Wallace Museum. Here at the museum, you're going to find some really interesting stuff, like our replica stagecoach from the Butterfield Overland Dispatch. We've got facades from the fort buildings. We've got an 1870s flag. There's a plesiosaur that was discovered locally. We've got the Ray pump organ collection. We're a little bitty place with a great big story, and we'd love to have you.